Marvel's Superhero Squad Online, the card game. This one's an MMO style game, but this video will focus on its fully fleshed out collectible card game. Now when the game begins, of course it gives you a starter deck to play, but by playing opponents or buying packs you can get new cards and create your own custom deck. Playing the computer, you'll be treated to some wonderful stories, some of them parroting some of the very famous Marvel lore, like the Civil War. Each quest has a progressive battle system, where the next battle being tougher than the last, and a reward system where the further you go, the better the cards you win. You do, however, have to purchase these quests from the in-game store. You can use real-world money to do this, or grind for the free currency in the card game or the MMO part. That's completely your choice. First off, the game looks great. By using the assets from the MMO part of the game, you get fully voice-acted, fully animated characters. And this really adds excitement to the battle. It's really nice. So I'm going to give you a gist of how the game works. You and your opponent each have a 40-card deck. Your deck represents you and your opponent's hit points, so the idea is to try to drain each other's deck. This is done by playing cards from your hand to attack your opponent, which is represented by whatever character he's using. Each card has a power cost to play, and every round the power increases. So the more rounds that go by, the more stronger cards you can play. Each card has a damage type. That red face thing is its damage type there. I can't remember what that represents. It's like a sword or martial arts attack or something, but I'm just going to call it red damage. The 5 represents the potential red damage you can do to your opponent. So I attack with Deadpool, and he hits my opponent for 5 red damage. This removes 5 cards from his deck. So how do you stop damage? Well, here my opponent is attacking me with purple damage. Now in my hand I have a card with a big purple shield in the corner. I can play this card to stop all the damage from my opponent's purple attack. Now if you don't have the right color card to defend, there actually is still hope. So here I'm attacking my opponent with Psylocke, who can do 7 purple damage. No block cards are played, and she hits my opponent, but she only did 2 damage. So why is that? Well, that's because the shields also work in the decks when a card is removed. The first time I hit him, the card removed didn't have a purple block shield, it had an orange block shield. So that hit counted. So I hit him a second time, and the card removed did have a purple block shield. So the block occurs and the damage stops there. So yes, the shields still work when they're in your deck. So it is exciting when you hit your opponent with every bit of damage, you're like, yeah! And when you don't, you're like, no. It's just a really fun card mechanic. Now you may notice there's a bunch of other characters out on the field. These are called keepers. These are cards you play that stick around, and after a certain event happens, they are triggered. Example, I do 5 red damage with Deadpool. Now with the Samurai Wolverine keeper, when I do red damage, he will attack for 1 additional damage. So every time I do red damage, Samurai Wolverine will do 1 additional attack. But just like other cards, if a shield blocking his type of damage appears, it will destroy that keeper. So yeah, once again, really simple but really cool card mechanics. When you win battles, you'll get XP for your main MMO character, you'll get free currency to buy stuff from the in-game store, and cards to expand your deck creation. Of course, the best way to get more cards is to buy packs from the store. Now these aren't cheap, so you're going to have to do a lot of grinding to buy them or pay a couple real-world dollars. But overall, the Marvel Superhero Squad card game, it's really good. It's fun to play, it looks great, and there's so many quests and different AI opponents to fight. And along with that, you can play against real players. It's a good time. And yeah, it's free to play, but if you don't want to pay any real-world cash, just keep in mind it's a really slow climb to get all those cards. But it definitely can be done. It's just you'll have to be really patient. So it's free. Check it out if you got nothing to do. To play it, you'll have to enter the MMO game, and it should be available at this hub here. So yeah, go check it out. I thought it was pretty neat. So there you have it, Marvel Superhero Squad Online card game. Thanks for watching.